I think it could have all been faked, man. It makes more sense now that it was faked. Okay, so we'll have to come back here. Toby! You can't go wrong with Toby. He steered us in the correct direction each time. Is there any new deductions? No. I'm going to switch this to there only being 2 people. That explains why one has more in it, one doesn't. I'm going to say these fuckers were blamed. And they're just like, I don't know, that's just what I'm saying. And I'm going to, like, that acquaintance with the sailor could be true. Because we got sailors not, so they might have said we need to kill him, make it look like an accident, or blame it on those guys. So it might have been well played out.
Come on, Toby. We need the best nose in the British Empire on this case. I agree with you, Toby, that Watson's shoe is preferable to Mrs. Hudson's cold cuts.
Alright, so where are we going? Go back, maybe? Oh yeah, Toby's with us. Oh, Toby.
Search, Toby.
All right. We haven't done this since the last game, but it's been way more advanced. Is Sherlock with me? He's so adorable. What are we gonna find?
The intruders entered the shed for some reason when they were making off with the silverware.
Can we switch? We'll have to check. I'm assuming we'll have to come back there, Sherlock. No shit, Sherlock.
The scent leads to the well. I should check it.
God, they took them all over the yard. It's a very pretty yard. This is the entry point, or the escape point.
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall. The criminals left the house through the French window. They walked to the shed, then across to the well, before fleeing by climbing over the wall. I wonder why they chose such a winding route.
That is very bizarre. One thing, so I'm going to go check the shed, but also, it brought me by a bench, but I don't think that's going to matter.
This old suitcase sounds hollow. It must be empty. Small gardening tools. Bags of seed. Some empty bags were recently moved.
There's got to be something that's being hidden.
Might be useful.
Let's check out the well.
There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it?
We need rope and that hook.
If only I had something. If only I had something with which I could lift that object.
There you go. Good catch, Holmes. Jeez, what is this?
Silverware. This is hardly a coincidence.
They just stashed it.
The Brackenstall coat of arms. It appears that we have found the stolen silverware.
Dude, it's an obvious framing. Like, they just stashed it. That's why they stopped here. They got a bag of salt or whatever the hell was in there and stuffed all the silverware in there. I think it's bullshit. Robbery is confirmed as the motive for the crime. The criminals may have plans to return the silverware that they dumped. Robbery could have been imitated to explain. I'm assuming that. Sir Eustace was murdered by the one person who was visiting that night. It was he who tied up Lady Brackenstall. He is tall and strong. A sailor. It's gotta be a sailor that she met. It makes the most sense.
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
Okay, let me see something. Investigate. So, I should probably go talk to the... Oh, I got an analysis to do. I might as well go ask the ladies what was going on. Like, who did what? I'm confused. I guess I could have came through this door. Fuck it, I'm a baller. I have a bone to pick with you, girl.
There are 3 glasses on the dining room table.
3 glasses.
I was wondering if...
Oh, I forgot. When I came to myself the first time, each of them had a glass in his hand. They might have been a father and his 2 sons. They talked together in whispers, and then they left.
We found your silverware.
Such bullshit. I don't believe
It
that.
had not been taken very far.
Is that true? I am very thankful to you, Mr. Holmes.
Your ladyship?
She's full of it. She must be. They're all full of it, I tells you. They're
We
liars.
found your mistress's silverware.
Oh, that's good news. You really are as clever as they say.
Indeed.
Okay, let's talk to Buddy. Let's see what he says.
Inspector, I have recovered the stolen silverware.
You are a wizard, Mr. Holmes. And where is it?
In the garden well.
Excuse me?
Unique, isn't it?
Rather absurd. What is the point of stealing silverware and then throwing it down into a well?
Perhaps it was used as a temporary hiding place, or simply the thieves wanted to get rid of it. It is up to us to solve this mystery.
Holmes, don't...
Sir Warthen Brackenstall.
Who the fuck was
Lord
that?
George Brackenstall. Lord Brigham Brackenstall.
Ugly old motherfuckers.
Lord Ramsay Brackenstall.
Brigham Brackenstall. That's a shitty name.
Baron Lyndon Brackenstall. The Brackenstall family seems rather austere.
God, these guys are fucking gross. They're ugly. Anywho, I have to go perform an analysis, so we're going back to Baker Street. Something tells me this is a smaller mission. Like, I've already deducted major things, and there aren't many places. Well, it's kind of a domestic violence case. Well, it is a murder. It's different. So, I don't know. All this shit just seems so convenient. You know?
Let us see how the rope.
So let's
was cut.
deduct. They said this is sailor's knot.
The fibers at the end of the rope are smoothly cut. Let us try to find out what
Very
tool was
smoothly.
used to cut the rope.
I doubt it'd be scissors.
The fibers from this cut appear to be different.
What else do we have? A knife? That'd probably be too harsh.
If I cut the rope with a knife, it matches the original.
Ah. So they used a knife. The rope was cut once with a sharp knife and tied quickly into sailor's knots. That could indicate that the intruder had a sailor's background. The person who was visiting that night was probably a sailor. Okay, let's go check it out. How do we find a sailor? Search for possible sailor suspects. Okay, where do we do that? Okay, let's see. Newspapers, research, chemistry, poisons, wounds, criminalistics, martial arts, marks and symbols, newspapers. Let's try one more over. Encyclopedia. It's probably here. Art, science, probably technology? No. History, medicine, botany. No, it might be in newspapers then. Wait, when did she come here? 1893. Boom. Arrival of the Rock of Gibraltar, a ship returned. The Rock of Gibraltar, a bulk carrier from the Adelaide Southampton London line, Cunard Building, James Street, London, has returned from a 6-month voyage through India, New Zealand, and Australia. The ship brought to England Miss Mary Fraser, the heiress of the Fraser family, owning land and tin mines in Australia. This reportedly beautiful young lady is presently engaged to Sir Eustace Brackenstall, one of the wealthiest gentlemen in Kent.
Here it is.
So, Mary Fraser. That's her full name. Well, that was her maiden name. So now it's Mary Brackenstall.
The shipping company, the Adelaide Southampton London line, and its address. Interesting. It must be the place where they keep the records, including the one for the crew of the Rock of Gibraltar.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard, they'll give it to you without any problems.
But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
The specialists. Oh, Wiggins. Ah, of course. Okay.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I need a register, my young friend. If you could borrow it, there will be half a guinea for every one of you. I need the crew list of the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893 and their current employment.
I'm straight on it, Mr. Holmes.
Do you really think they'll find it, Holmes?
My secret police is better than the Yard in many ways.
No one sees them.
Here it is, Mr. Holmes. But we
They
can't
like,
take
well,
you
people
back.
don't notice them. They're
It's
just
too
off the
risky.
face of the earth kind of thing.
Put it on the table. I'll take care of it. Good work, young Wiggins.
Pay the man.
This
table.
list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor. And these are the lists of the senior
could it
officers
be, though? There's a
of
bunch.
the Adelaide, Southampton, London line ships. Let us find out who was in London upon November the 7th. I do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case.
Sorry, I'm just kind of
This
looking.
list shows. I do not think. This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Ah,
This officer is still.
oh, okay. So, oh, right, we gotta switch the pages. My bad. Okay, 1895. So, that's a long tour. Where the fuck is it, yo? Oh.
This officer was on a ship
Oh,
that
I
sailed
see.
half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime.
I see. Okay. So you gotta kind of narrow it down, in a matter of speaking.
Mr. Jack Crocker
Jack?
was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days.
He could be possible. But there's also Thomas Walker. Let's keep an eye out for those dudes. Thomas Walker and
This officer
Herbert
is still at
Whittington.
sea, therefore
is.
he cannot be involved.
Okay. Oh, right. 7th November, 84. My bad. I was looking at the date that they arrived. That was my fault.
I do not think
Thomas Walker.
this.
Oh, I didn't mean that. So it could be that or Partridge. Let's see. Let's deduct Partridge. William Partridge. No.
This officer was on a ship that sailed
Here he
half
is.
a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime.
So it's got to be Jack Crocker.
Captain Jack Crocker is our mysterious visitor. He was the only one around at the time of the murder.
Could be. We got to go pay Mr. Jack a visit. Call Crocker to confront him. Oh, where the oh, go to the phone.
This Crocker.
Let him do
you
his
think-
thing. Let him find
It
it.
would be interesting to meet him. Our young friend should be able to find him.
All right, so that's why he's sticking around.
Wiggins, could you find a way to bring this Captain Crocker here to us?
Here? Holmes, that could be dangerous.
No problem, Mr. Holmes.
You should like pay him full time to do running around. But I guess being a hobo is kind of
Mr.
has its
Holmes?
perks. Like it helps
I was
Holmes out more
informed
than it
that
would
you
if he
were
was
looking for
not
me, and
grungy.
I'd like to know why.
Yes, it is important that we talk. You will soon understand why.
Let's do a profile. Nice beard, buddy. I can appreciate it. Having one myself. He's an honest man from the looks of things. Well, that's what they're saying. What the hell? What am I trying to... Oh. What the fuck? There's got to be something on his other finger. Probably right there, the newspaper ink. Which kind of makes sense. That could have been used to cut it. I missed something. Oh, his build.
You are acquainted with Lady Mary Brackenstall, are you not?
Yes, I think I do remember her. From when I was first officer, but I still don't see...
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and first officer.
How dare you?
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the headlines of the morning press. You read the newspaper report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated. Once you learned that I wanted to see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You... and what do you know?
That evening, you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes. Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
You would be right if there was no evidence.
What then?
Lady Brackenstall was tied to
tied
a
her
chair
up
on the night of the murder. And it was you who tied her up.
You call that evidence?
Oh, hold on.
Yes,
The
as she
sailor's
was tied
knots.
with a sailor's knot. Your handiwork.
So, it's a sailor who's done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor in London right now. Your theory is flawed anyway. On the night of the murder, I was aboard the Sharp. I was supervising the repair of a porthole.
At night?
It was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure that he can.
Perfect. In that case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening, gentlemen.
Holmes, what should we do now?
I
Would you
don't know,
like to check
man.
his alibi?
No, there is no doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So, what then?
So, we must work with what we have. We have all the puzzle pieces.
Now I understand why you dissected the bell rope.
Okay, Crocker's statement and Captain Crocker. They throw a loophole in there. Crocker's lying. His involvement is clear. He appeared as soon as he heard that I was looking for him, thus signaling his guilt. Captain Crocker was aboard the Sharp. That makes the most sense. Ergo, meaning the captain is the killer. What would the other way be? What if we did... Oh, it would be the... There were only two of them. It had to have been. See, and that makes flaws in that. That is my guess. Like, it makes the absolute most sense. Like, I mean, it's like they're lying. They gotta be lying, you know? So, you know what? I feel pretty confident about this one. So, judging from all the evidence and everything, I'm going to say the captain's the killer. Like, this one was actually kind of laid out for you. The Randalls really didn't have any evidence because these guys are supposed to be professionals. If they've done it so successfully, they wouldn't be lackluster with what they were grabbing. They would be grabbing everything. They would have fucking, you know, done it properly. And Buddy killed him because of his love for the lady. So, that's what I'm going with. I'm solid on this one. Arrest him is a murderer, and you'll bring him and his accomplice, Lady Brackenstall, to justice. Or, absolve Captain Crocker, was committed in self-defense, defended a woman against a violent and dipsomaniacal man. Mystery solved, but he decided to keep it secret. You know what? I mean, Lady Fucknuts. I understand. God, I said I'd fucking acquit him, but... No. I'm arresting the bitch. Yes.
Wiggins, Could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again?
I'm not going to absolve
please?
them. It's still a
Right
crime.
away.
Barely an hour has passed.
Why
Do I have
did
to
you
fight
make me
him?
come here again, Mr. Holmes?
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know, because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear. And it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
What? What do you mean? Bitch! Oh shit! Mash it! He was trying to kill me. Oh! Get the fuck out. That's right. Hold your
You
herrings,
should have let me
Captain.
die. How can I live if Mary suffers?
I am sorry, Captain Crocker, but
He was
there
about
has
to
been
shoot
quite
himself.
enough death in this case.
So that
Inspector,
first case, if I'd
give
stopped
you
that guy
Sir
from running away and I
Eustace's
beat his
killer.
ass,
He
I
tried
probably
his
got a
best
trophy.
to perform his own justice.
Well, I'm not surprised. Yes, it was me. I confess.
Here is a piece of evidence that can be used in court.
Perfect. A case that went smoothly for once.
That was a shorter case, man. So you okay? That's unfortunate. Let's check. 100%, baby. That was really well done. I was really confident in that. They try to trick you, but the bitch was lying. There's always methods. So this one probably has fewer endings than any of the other any of the other cases so far. But I'm happy with that, and I think that was the way to do it. I wanted to arrest him. I know he did it because the guy was a douche. That guy needed to be stopped. But I guess the man of power, there's only so much he could do. So that, I guess, justice. Sherlock Holmes is a man of justice. So that's what happens. So I'm going to accept that decision. I am totally fine with that. Law protector. Yeah, he's all for the law. Vox populi, vox dei. Or dei. The Kew Gardens drama. All right, so that is case 4. We have 2 more cases to complete. We're getting there, very slowly. So stay tuned. We're gonna get this game done. I'm really excited to do the next one. This game, I'm really enjoying it so far. So